Welcome back, my kings. Today we're going to be discussing if you should be dating if you're making $50,000 or less. This should be an interesting topic to say the least. So I'm gonna give my thoughts in one moment. So, should you be dating if you make 50,000 less? It sounds like a needless conversation to have, but it is a clip that I came across. I'm not sure if any of you have already seen it, but I'm going to give my thoughts about it. And we just dive in and ultimately, like always, just get your thoughts about this particular subject, right? So, I just give a background of this young lady. Uh, it's a podcast from Atlanta, and she's giving some relationship advice to her listeners, which we know sometimes that don't go good. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the video, and let's just see what she has to say.
Because we do have male listeners as well. So talk
Right.
about what dating would look like for, a guy who's maybe making just like 100,000 a year, and
Mhm.
he's a high value man
Mhm.
in every aspect of it. He's a
Mhm.
good guy, but maybe he doesn't have the income to.
Let me just stop it right there, right? The cavalier way that she say, "Hey, if he just make 100,000, he kind of a mid tier guy. He high value, but he just making 100,000, and you know, so uh, should he even? It is almost sounding as if she's trying to imply should he even be dating, right? But the way that she just so casually just say, "Hey, if he making 100,000, like 100,000 is easy to make, right?" Let me just show you, in fact, how hard it is to make 100,000. Since a lot of women like this seems to think that making 100 G's is just, you just roll out of bed and just in the random Joe bloke and make 100 G's. This right here is for everybody. This is all Americans, black, white, Hispanic, Jew, whatever. It don't matter what ethnic, what color. Only 18% of all Americans make 100,000. So let that sit in for a second. So that's less than two out of every 10 of everybody, every color, all colors make 100,000. So for them to have this cavalier idea that there's just a lot of men that's walking out here that's making 100,000, it's just short sighted because again, this is all Americans combined, including her, everybody, only 18%. So you already know I'm a gambling man from time to time. So I'm gonna put my money that she's in that 80% that's not making 100,000, right? But let's just break it down because we talking about us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so let's see about our people, right? So this is for an entire household. This everybody. This you, your old lady, this mama and them, this aunties, uncles, this your kids, this everybody that's living in that household with you. Only 22% of black households makes over 100K. That's with everybody. And that make just between 100K and 150, that's just 11%. So that's one out of every 10 families the entire house is making 100K. So again, to sit up here and think that you just have going to have all these men walking in with 100,000, and we barely have entire households making 100,000. They just show you how skewed that these women when it comes to finances and how real life works. And so when we're talking about on an individual level, white men make 18% of white men make over 100,000. So again, that's less than two out of every 10. And then black men, of course, yeah, we falling behind, but hey, we ain't even gonna go. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, we make 8% of black men makes 100,000. So that's less than one out of every 10. So she basically talking about a unicorn. She basically talking about a unicorn. A black man that making $100,000 a year is like finding a unicorn. And she made it seem like as if this just some mutt on the street, right? Making 100 G's is not easy. And so for them just to think, just if a guy is making 100,000, they're gonna be dealing with this foolishness is short sighted as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get back on topic. And so if you're just wondering, before I move on, what percentage of women make 100,000? It's only 8.4. This is all women. So if we kind of do the math, just like how it was with the white men and black men, which they made more than double. So if we're looking at that, black women less than 4%. So there's even lower than us. So all these boss bees that all these, we I don't need no man, I got it. You know why they always? It seems like the new modern women want to know how much that you make. Hell, because she's not making it, and she need you at your job so you can bring that money to her. So don't let these women sit up here and try to shame you if you're not making $100,000. Because I assure you, her ass ain't making 100 G's either. But let's continue.
Be,
Yeah.
giving $10,000 to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
woman to, invest in her business. So what
Absolutely.
is
Oh, wait a minute, fellas. Wait. Please tell me you guys just not giving women 10 bands. You know how hard it is to make 10 bands and you just giving it to some random chick? Please, fella, I wouldn't care if I'm making $1 million a year. I'm not just gonna give some random chick 10 bands. And if you happen to be one of those men that are sitting around here caking women to that magnitude, because I already showed you, so we know you, we know 90% of us isn't in a situation like that. So if that's what you're doing, I just got one piece of advice for you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Let's get back into it.
dating look like for like the average? 100,000 is not even the average person. Let's
It's
Right.
right,
Let's
yeah.
let's keep it
So
real.
let's
Yeah.
let's keep it real for the average person who is
Mhm.
making $50,000. That's a
Mhm.
good person. What does dating look like for them?
So if you're making $50,000, don't date.
Ooh.
I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready to
right.
date, and you're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs.
Okay.
You can go for 22 walks in the park, but eventually, Shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She's gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I'll just pause this for a second, fellas. So you see the young lady here talking about, if you make less than 50,000, you shouldn't be dating. And she talking about a bottle of water, talking about, I don't care. You can walk around in the park 22 times. And I don't look like she walked in no parks 22 times. Her logic is, if you making less than 50,000, you shouldn't be dating. And because Shorty eventually gonna get thirsty and she gonna want some water, right? The last time I checked, you can go to Sam's, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Target. Hey, I can go buy a whole case of water, baby girl, for like $5-10, and we'll have plenty of water for when we go on those walks. Okay. Uh, it seems like to me that the reason why she need women like this need you making more than 50,000 is because remember earlier they trying to get 10 bands about you. I can't get 10 bands about you if you only making less than 50,000. And again, how many people you walking around here thinking making 50,000, even $50,000? Let's not even talk about the 100,000. How many you making 50,000? Now I got this information right here from blackdemographics.com. Okay, we're just going to concentrate on the black side. Well, you usually see the white side on that side, but men makes on average, this is median income, 50,000. Women make even less than that. What? Wait a minute. So you sitting up here telling me she making it seems as if they making as much as the white women. White women making over 50,000, but you black women are making the least amount of everybody. If you look at the chart, you got white men, white women, black women. Of all these demographics, you're making the lowest, but you want to sit up here talking about people being broke and that you shouldn't be dating if you making less than 50,000, but you making less than everybody?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
How? How? Do you understand the logic of some of these modern women? You make the lowest of all groups that we're speaking of, yet you have the nerves to tell black men that they shouldn't be dating if they don't make 50,000, over 50,000, and you're not making over 50,000. Fellas, I'm telling you, just can't make this up. Let's continue.
That looks like for you. You might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe. And now you got expendable cash.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not saying you gotta pay to play to be with a woman. I'm simply saying courtship costs.
Right.
It is not free
It's
to
not.
date. Like some of us can't even take our homegirl out and it's free.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? You peeling off a little check for shorty's drink. So it's like, why do we expect anything else of women with a man? Like, fellas, if you're broke, don't date. You're not ready to date yet. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money.
Whoa, my queens, my queens, my queens. Did you hear what she said? She said if you're dating a man that makes 50,000 or less, you are a bum ass B. Not my words. That's your sister. I'm sure there are some queens out there that's watching this. I'm sure this is their first thought when she said that.
What did you say, nigga?
That is insane to sit up here and devalue all these hardworking blue collar men out here because we're not about to sit up here and cater to your lifestyle. And then to add insult to injury, you about to, no, not about to, she did. You sat up here and you just simply disrespected all these black women out here that don't make over 50,000. Again, a lot of women don't make over 50,000. Let's continue.
That's what I was
You
about to
understand?
ask. Do
If
you
she
think-
doesn't want anything financially from
Right.
you, if she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts because eventually you're gonna want to run because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become in order to thrive in this world.
Right.
She doesn't set expectations for you. She allows you to be this stagnant dude in the same jeans for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Same jeans
and
is wild. You be
And because I'm not going to simp out on you, now I got to be dusty. Or the women that understands that a hard-working man is hard to find as well, and we both going to be trying to build something together. I should not talk to these men because they don't make 50,000 or more, while I'm not making 50,000 or more. I guarantee you, fellas. Again, I showed you the numbers. I guarantee you, she is not making more than 100,000, and I'll be highly surprised even she making over 50,000.
cutting up.
I'm
You
just
talk about me.
saying.
You be
Well,
cutting up.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
So as you see, you shouldn't be dating if you make less than 50,000, even though there's a highly possibility that you're even making more than the woman that you're talking to. Don't fall for the trap. Don't let these chicks like this shame you, trying to make you become a simp, trying to fund her lifestyle. If that's how she feel, man, let the ass be. Let them be. Because all she going to do is just try to drain you. And as we know, if she come across a guy that making more money than you, she gone. That's how women like that hypergamy. She just gonna just hop on to the next one. If he making more, hop on to the next one. And the queens out there, I do have some queens that watching. You should actually be offended that she would sit up here and say that y'all are bums for dating a man who makes less than 50,000. So that's talking about your trash men, your barbers, some your policemen. I could go on and on and on. Their careers out here, nice, honest, wage paying jobs that's not making over 50,000, and you just want to call them bums and call the women that dates them also bum bitches. That's insane. That is insane to me. But hey, you know, it's just one man's opinion. But it sounds like to me that these modern women out here, women like her, that's who's messing up the game for everybody. So just drop your comments and y'all tell me what y'all think should men that make 50,000 or less should be dating. And again, kings need thrones. Peace, fellas.